Yang. Welcome to the quiz show, The Contenders, and Merry Christmas to all of you. Christmas is in the air, in the streets, and the decorations. It's a great time to exchange gifts, give and receive gifts, and of course, write and send Christmas cards as well as receive them. Well, it's going to make a great gift for one of our teams to come on our stage and win today. Let's welcome today's contenders. Thank you for joining us today. We have the Winos, Lee Yong-hee and Choi Jung-yoon. This is a very strong name, a name with a very negative connotation. Why did you pick it?
Because I love the wine.
Ah, you love wine. You're a wine drinker. What kind of wine do you like?
The red.
Red wine over white wine. Okay, perhaps because of the flavonoids that we've mentioned last week. Now, I understand that you have a special relationship with him. He was your teacher once.
Yeah, he used to be my English tutor when I was in the middle high school.
Ah, middle school.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Have you come to surpass or equal your teacher?
Well, I don't think so.
Well, we'll see today, right? Good luck to you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And going against you, we have the Europe team, Kwon Oh-hee and Chung Yeon-sik. Thank you for joining us. I understand you are friends and you are interested in going all the way to Europe on the Contenders, and that is why you called yourselves the Europe team. Now, do you have a specific destination in mind?
France.
Oh, somewhere in France. Yes. I see. That is, if you win 7 times in a row. We'll see what happens today. Good luck to all of you, and now let us begin the quiz. Now, in this first section, we'll be giving you 10 multiple choice questions worth 10 points each. You'll be given 5 seconds to answer per question. If you get all 10 correct, we'll give you 50 bonus points. If you get a question wrong, we'll stop and give you the sum of points up to that point. If you're not sure about a certain question, you can call out chance and we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices, giving you a better chance at getting it right. And so, Winos, please choose Q, U, I, or Z.
U.
U. Question set U, number 1. Of the following, which city has the largest population? 1. Cheongju, 2. Gwangju, 3. Daejeon, 4. Seoul.
Number 4, Seoul.
Very good. I think you hesitated because it was so easy. And question 2. Of the following, what is the temperature at which water generally freezes? 1. 100 degrees Celsius, 2. 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 3. 0 degrees Celsius, 4. 0 degrees Fahrenheit.
Number 3.
Very good. And of course, 0 degrees Celsius is equal to 27 degrees Fahrenheit. And that is how we calculate that. And we go on to question number 3. Of the following, what is Popeyes' favorite food? 1. Spaghetti, 2. Spinach, 3. Salami, 4. Sauerkraut.
Number 2, spinach.
Spinach. You're doing a great job so far, and you haven't used chance, and we go into question number 4. Of the following, which is not a name that has been given to a U.S. space shuttle? 1. Soyuz, 2. Challenger, 3. Atlantis, 4. Voyager.
Number 1, Soyuz.
That's right. Number 1, of course, Soyuz is a Russian space shuttle name. And we go on to question number 5. Of the following, which is not indicated on the label of wine? 1. Term of validity, 2. Production year, 3. Producing center, 4. Percentage of alcohol.
Number 4.
As a wine lover, I'm surprised. Term of validity, because we look at old age wines as vintage wines and we treat them especially well. I'm really surprised since you like wine so much and you called yourselves the Wino team. Anyway, you end this section with 40 points. Now, surprises tend to happen because people do get nervous on our stage with all the lights and all. And Europe, you get to choose among question sets Q, I, and Z.
I.
I. Okay, we go with question set I, number 1. Of the following, which is the maximum number of terms that a Korean president can serve? 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4.
Number 1.
And we go on to question number 2. Of the following, which is a plant-eating animal? 1 lion, 2 giraffe, 3 cheetah, 4 tiger.
Number 2.
Giraffes eat leaves. And Europe, we go into question number 3.
Okay.
Of the following, which is the largest sheet of paper? 1 B4, 2 B6, 3 A3, 4 A4.
Number 3.
Very good. A3 is the largest. It's about the size of my monitor. And we go on to question number 4. Of the following, which movie is not set during World War II? 1. Saving Private Ryan, 2. Schindler's List, 3. Life is Beautiful, and 4. Waterloo Bridge. If you're not sure, you can use chance.
We're gonna use a chance.
Okay, we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. Please make your final selection.
Number 4.
Yes, that is correct. Waterloo Bridge, of course, starred Vivian Lee, the beautiful woman. And we go on to question number 5. Of the following, which city is not a seaport? 1. Brussels, 2. Lisbon, 3. Vladivostok, 4. Naples.
Number 1.
Of course, Belgium. Brussels is in Belgium, and of course, it is not a seaport. And we go on to question number 6.
Okay.
Of the following, what is communication between a single sender and multiple receivers on a network? 1. Unicast, 2. Multicast, 3. M-bone, 4. Video conference system.
The answer is number 2.
Very good. And, well, you know, we are actually approaching question number 7 now. How do you see your chances of getting to question 10 and getting the 50 bonus points? Pretty good?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, and we go on to question number 7. Of the following, who coined the catchphrase, quote, all for one and one for all? 1. Oliver Cromwell, 2. George Bernard Shaw, 3. Abraham Lincoln, and 4. Alexander Dumas.
The answer is number 4.
Yes, for the Musketeers, right? And we go on to question number 8. Of the following, what did Sigmund Freud call the of the following, what did Sigmund Freud call the goal of all life? 1. Happiness, 2. Love, 3. Death, 4. Yourself. Final selection, please. Europe? Answer?
Number 3.
Death?
Very good. You know, you didn't look so sure, but that was a very good guess. And of course, death comes to all of us. And we go to question number 9. Of the following, the Great Pyramid of Giza was built for which Egyptian ruler? 1. Hatshepsut, 2. Khufu, 3. King Tut, 4. Ramses II.
Number 4.
Actually, it was built for Khufu. Well, you did a great job, actually, and you closed this section with a lead. 80 points, Europe. Congratulations. Now, the second section is where we see how well you work together. Winos, if you're ready, please take your position next to me. And of course, in this category, we give you 20 words in a pre-chosen category, and you get 10 points for every word you get right. Of course, you cannot use the word or phrase we give you on the board to give as a hint to your partner. And the chosen category for this round is dinosaurs for you. Now, what is your favorite dinosaur?
Dooley.
That is the animation character of Korea. Okay, well, good luck to you in this section. Are you ready?
Ready.
Go.
Smithsonian.
Sorry.
Smithsonian.
Pass.
Pass. Impression.
Fossils.
What did I just say? The green dinosaur.
Julie.
Steven Spielberg's movie.
The Jurassic Park.
Pass. Dinosaur is not the mammal. It has a
Reptile.
reptile. There's
Skin. Pass.
pass. Pass. Pass. The comedian Shin Hyung-nae made this movie.
용가리.
Rhino likes dinosaur. Has a 3 horn.
Triceratops. Triceratops.
Yabba Yabba Doo. It's cartoon. Pass. Pass. Total.
This proved to be a pretty challenging category for description. Now, you did a very good job with Triceratops, and you actually gave a pretty good hint for Flintstones, Yabba Dabba Doo, the sound that they make, the call. And, well, you stopped on Brontosaurus. And, of course, Brontosaurus is named for the sound that we thought of thunder, because it's such a big fossil that we thought that surely that the animal must make a lot of noise like thunder when it walks, so it's called a Brontosaurus. In any case, you end the section with 90 points. Good job. And Europe, if you're ready, please take your position. Now, your section is D words.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a favorite D word?
Diamond.
Diamond, yeah, that's a good one. Now, did you study the dictionary through the D section?
Yeah.
Ah, well, we'll see how much you studied. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go.
Night and
Dream.
Night.
Day.
right. Evil,
Devil.
right. Cannot hear.
Deaf.
I love you. To lover, you can say
Darling.
right. You can get this when you are in sleep,
Dream.
right? Make it two.
Double.
No. Bird,
Make it divide.
right. Pet. Small guy,
Dwarf.
right. Not analog,
Digital.
right. Giving money or blood,
Donation.
right. Liking blood,
Dracula.
right. And pest. Not laptop computer,
Desktop.
right. Pest. 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 This is a venture company. WW.
다음.
No. WW.
Dot.
N plus company.
.com.
Right. 김대중 this.
Democracy.
Right. And
Though some words prove to be cumbersome for you to go over, you went through the entire list. You end with DHA, or docosahexaenoic acid, which is what we put in milk to actually help us form stronger brains. And, well, we couldn't give you desktop because you mentioned top in part of your hint. And you passed also on dreadlock, which is a sort of kind of braided hair that people enjoy as fashion. Anyway, Europe, you end the section ahead at 200 points. Congratulations. Now let's welcome Mr. Kim Jun-sung to help us with the questions. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Kim Jun-sung. It's nice to have you back.
It's good to be back here.
And of course, this is a very important section because it's worth so many points. Tell us about this section, please.
That's right. You have 90 points to 200 points. I know there's a gap right now, but this is where all the points are, so don't worry. You can catch up if you do well. This next round is a round of 15 non-multiple choice questions. Each question is worth 30 points. The first team that buzzes in can answer, and if that team cannot get the answer right or cannot answer the question at all, then the question will go over to the other team. And you have 5 seconds to answer, and in the case that both teams cannot answer the question, we will give you a spelling hint.
And of course, this is the section where you begin to buzz. Please, if you know the answer, buzz in, have me call your names, and then share the answer with us. So if we have no other questions, let us have question number 1.
Okay, question number 1 is about politics. 3 months after a new French constitution was approved, this person is elected the first president of the Fifth Republic by a sweeping majority of French voters on December 21st, 1958. Who is this French general and statesman?
Europe.
De Gaulle?
Yes, Charles de Gaulle was the person you were looking for. Europe, you are increasing your lead. Winos, I encourage you to take a chance. And let's go on to question number 2.
Okay, question number 2 is about an animal. Academics in Bangladesh have strongly criticized the decision to include
Winos.
Tiger.
Good guess, but Europe, it's your chance to answer, and we'll finish the question.
Have strongly criticized a decision to include a chapter on the raising of this animal in the national curriculum. These animals are raised for the wool, meat, and milk. This is an agile ruminant mammal that is related to the sheep. What is this animal?
Europe, 5 seconds. Europe. Europe?
Goat?
Yes. Very good, Europe. Now, I understand you're eager to share your answer with us, but please pause and allow me to call out your team name before you share the answer with us. And Winos, I know you didn't get the answer right, but it's good that you took the chance. And I encourage you to do it again. And let's go to question 3.
Okay, question number 3 is about royals. Last month, Queen Elizabeth of England was guest of honor at a private function with friends and family at a top London hotel to celebrate work done during the Golden Jubilee year. How many years does the Golden Jubilee represent?
Okay, why don't we take a look at the spelling hint? Winos.
50?
Oh, yes. The Golden Jubilee is her 50th year as the crowned queen.
Yeah, it can't be like 100 years because, well, she's only...
Well, because we only gave 2 squares.
Yes, that too, and the fact that the queen has not lived to be 100 years old.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we go on to question number 4.
Okay, question number 4 is company. This car maker expects to make a loss of 2 billion euros this year, a union official has told Reuters. Last month, factories were hit by a 2-day strike as disgruntled staff raised their voices against more than 11,000 job cuts. What is this Italian car maker founded in 1899?
Europe?
Fiat.
Yes. It was founded in 1899 by Giovanni Agnelli in Turin. And of course, that is Fiat Auto. Very good. And of course, Winos, I'd like to encourage you again. It was good there. And we go on to question number 5.
Okay, question number 5 is about a movie. In the movie Austin Powers in Goldmember, you may be able to catch glimpses of Tom Cruise, Gwyneth Paltrow, Britney Spears, and Danny DeVito. This is a single brief appearance by a distinguished actor in a movie. What is this?
Europe?
Cameo.
Yes, the cameo. And we will go on to question number 6 now.
Question number 6 is about a computer. The messenger is becoming functional. In MSN messengers, you can click on this and without having to open a new window, you will be connected to the internet contents that fit in the size of your small messenger window. This is a small piece of paper attached to something and containing information about the object. What is this?
Winos?
Post-it.
Europe, 5 seconds. Europe.
Raven.
Let's take a look at the spelling hint. Winos.
Tip.
And Europe, 5 seconds. Europe.
Tap.
Yes. Tab is what we were looking for, and of course tab is what a post-it is, but and we go on to question 7.
Okay, question number 7 is about magazine. Last month, the founder and publisher of this weekly news magazine, Rudolf Augstein, one of the most influential journalists of Germany, passed away. When he was 23 years old, he became its publisher and editor-in-chief and renamed the magazine at the beginning of 1947. What is this weekly magazine whose German title means the mirror?
The mirror in German. And let's take a look at the spelling hint now. Europe.
Der Spiegel.
Yes. Der Spiegel is what we were looking for. And let's go on to question number 8.
Okay, question number 8 is about a job. This job was selected as number 1 among top 10 jobs for people who long for unpredictable days. This is somebody who investigates and gathers evidence about crimes or possible wrongdoing, either for a police force or privately for a client. What is this job?
Winos?
Private investigator.
We would have also taken detective. And it's good to see you on the board, Winos. And let's go on with the next question.
Okay, question number 9 is about nutrition. Scientists have for the first time managed to retrieve this intact substance from a fossil bone which is more than 55,000 years old. This is a complex natural substance that has a high molecular weight and a globular or fibrous structure composed of amino acids linked by peptide bonds. What is this?
Europe.
Calcium.
Winos, 5 seconds. Winos?
Protein.
Yes. Amino acids linked by peptide bonds. That's right. And we go on to question number 10.
Okay, question number 10 is about a person. Last month, this singer has given evidence in a case brought by his promoter, who is suing him for $21.2 million for allegedly backing out of 2 concerts. People were more surprised at this person's...
Europe.
Michael Jackson.
Yes, that was actually the second part of our hint. That many people were surprised about the person's appearance, more so than his appearance in court, of course. And of course, he had plastic surgery, and apparently he's having problems due to the many surgeries he's had. Of course, this is the American pop legend, famous for his album Thriller. And let's have question number 11.
Okay, question number 11 is about geography. The oldest map of this continent, dating back to 1389, has gone on display. The Da Ming Hun Yi Tu, or amalgamated map of the Great Ming Empire, is a unique snapshot of history. What continent does this map, which emphasizes Lake Victoria and the Nile River, depict?
Europe.
Africa.
Yes. And we go on to question number 12.
Okay, question number 12 is about food. Eat this, love longer, or it could be make love longer. Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love, sprang forth from the sea on this shell. The dashing lover Casanova also used it to start.
Europe.
Oyster.
Yes. Apparently Casanova ate 12 of these at the beginning of each meal. And of course, it's a shellfish with a rough, irregular shaped shell. And of course, it is the oyster. And we go on to question number 13.
Okay, question number 13 is about a philosopher. This person was not only interested in philosophy, but also in science. But this person was no bird eye. He died from catching a cold while trying to prove that refrigeration could prevent food spoilage. Who is this English philosopher, one of the pioneers of modern scientific thought?
Winos.
Hume.
Good guess. Europe, 5 seconds. Let's take a look at the spelling hint, and I'm sure you'll get it now. Europe.
Francis Bacon.
Yes. And we go on to question number 14 now.
Okay, number 14 is about trade. This year, processed products were at the top of the list.
Europe.
Ramen.
Very good. You didn't even let us get to the rest of the hint. And of course, 1.2 billion won worth of ramen was actually exported up until September, and it became the top export item. And of course, following it were cigarettes and soju. And we have our last question now.
Okay, last question number 15 is about organization. Officials of this organization say China has approached the alliance to set up a strategic dialogue to discuss common threats. This is an international organization established in 1949 to promote mutual defense and collective security.
Europe.
UN.
Winos, it's your chance to answer, and please finish the question.
And collective security, that was a primary Western alliance. What is this?
Winos, 5 seconds. Let's take a look at the spelling hint now. And Europe.
NATO.
Yes, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, was what we were looking for. And with that, Europe, congratulations, you get to the finals. Now, Europe team, you get to go on to the finals. We'll be seeing you right back after this.
With the right swing, so move on, go do our thing. My name is what? My name is its name Sadie.
Now let us welcome the duh back. Eric Cha and Philip Lee, it's good to see you guys back on our stage. Just in time for Christmas, you have that beautiful red shirt on.
Yes, kind of blinding me.
Now, I understand you come all the way from Gumi to join us for this game, actually, in Seoul. So how long does that trip take you?
We get up around 7. It's a little over 3 hours to get here, and then we go back on the train tonight.
Wow.
Is it worth it?
It's worth it.
For sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, they have tickets to Hawaii already, and this
We're
is
having
their
a great time.
Yeah, and this is their attempt at win number 6 in a row. And if you win today, of course, you get to go all the way to the continental U.S.
Yeah.
Where exactly would you want to go in the continental U.S.?
I'd want to go to New York.
New York?
New York.
Yeah, probably New York.
Well, they want to go to France, so we'll see what happens today. This is going to be a very exciting match. Now let us begin the final section. Now, in this final section, we'll be giving you 5 categories of questions with 5 questions each, worth 10 to 50 points each question. If you get a question correct, you get to choose the next question. If you get it wrong, the chance to answer goes over to your opponents. Now, what are the categories today?
Okay, this week's categories are war and computers, feats of strength, literary women, and Merry Christmas.
And of course, these are pretty obvious categories, don't you think? And so I get to choose the first question, and I will go with war for 10 points. The first of these started in 1095 as Europeans mobilized and traveled to Jerusalem and
Crusades. Holy Crusades.
Yes. And they were going to the Middle East as well in order to reclaim territory for the Christian church. It lasted hundreds of years and resulted in thousands of deaths. And of course, they were called the Crusades. Duh, you're already on the board. You get to choose.
A war for 20?
War for 20 points. During his State of the Union address, President George W. Bush singled out 3 countries as a threat. Duh.
North Korea, Iraq, and Iran.
And Europe, it's your chance to answer, and I'll finish the question. As a threat to world security due to their plans for developing weapons of mass destruction, Iran, Iraq, and North Korea were the 3 countries dubbed this, which caused international concern. Europe.
Low stage.
Duh.
Axis of evil.
Yes. And of course, calling them the axis of evil was akin to a declaration of war or future war to come. So this was very volatile in international politics. And of course, this phrase originates from World War II. And Europe, I know you knew the answer, but got kind of nervous. It's all right. Duh is a pretty tough team to go against, I know. And you get to choose.
War for 50.
War for 50 points. Created by the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists in 1947, this fixture and symbol carried over from the Cold War is a grim reminder of the threat of nuclear war. It serves as a visual gauge showing the magnitude and increasing or decreasing likelihood of nuclear conflict. What is this symbol? It's carried over from the Cold War, and it's a visual gauge showing the magnitude, increasing or decreasing likelihood of nuclear conflict. This symbol actually has moved 3 times forward since the end of the Cold War. It was moved for the first time in nearly 4 years because of the September 11th attacks in New York City. Europe.
Medusa.
Duh, 5 seconds. Duh.
Sundial.
Another one of your interesting guesses. No, we were looking for Doomsday Clock. Doomsday Clock. I think we all know it, but it didn't come to mind. And I will choose computers for 10 points.
Okay, for 10 points. Perhaps Harvard's most famous dropout, he has since gone on.
Bill Gates. Oh.
Duh.
Bill Gates.
You're in the lead, and I'd like to remind you once again, share your answer after I've called your team name, please. And of course, Forbes magazine recently named him the richest person in the world for the 8th straight year. And what's interesting is that he promised that he would actually share his wealth with the world and not give it all to his children.
Also, there's another message. We want to tell all the kids that they don't have to go to university, right?
Well,
Anyways.
I'm not sure these 2 teachers want to make that kind of comment, right?
Well, I think our students will go to university regardless of what we say. So.
Whatever works for you, I say.
But you'll find out from university just how much you learn, but.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's up to you guys, right? Everybody. Anyway, Duh, you get to choose.
War for 30?
War for 30 points. Created on January 10th, 1920, it was part of the Treaty of Versailles that ended World War I. Its purpose was to, quote, promote international cooperation and, duh.
The League of Nations.
And achieve peace and security. And of course, President Woodrow Wilson of the U.S. was a strong proponent of its creation despite the U.S. failing to ratify the Treaty of Versailles, which was big. And of course, it fed into the United Nations, which stands today. And you are increasing your lead, and you get to choose.
Can we close war for 40?
Sure, war for 40 points. In 1939, World War II saw the introduction of this type of warfare strategy used by the Germans. Duh.
Blitzkrieg.
Yes. When attacking Poland, they used this for the first time. And aircraft and tanks were used in the primary role instead of ground troops. And of course, in German, Blitz means lightning and Krieg, war, lightning, war. And Europe, I'd like to encourage you. They're pretty fast with a buzzer, but I'm sure you can move in. And you get to choose.
Computers for 20?
Computers for 20 points.
Okay, for 20 points. In 1965, Gordon Moore predicted that the maximum number...
Duh.
Gordon Moore's law that the computer's speed would double every 18 months.
And Europe, you get to answer, and please finish the question.
Okay, predicted that the maximum number of transistors per integrated circuit would double every couple of years until 1975. Now called Moore's Law, this prediction has continued to hold true even up to today as new technological breakthroughs are made. This is a major semiconductor company that he helped co-found to develop new products. What is this company?
Europe, 5 seconds. Europe.
Intel company?
Yes. And of course, as part of almost every computer ad we see, it says Intel inside. Yes? And Europe, you get to choose.
Literary woman for 10 points.
Okay, literary woman for 10 points.
He's like me, you know?
Well, we're just glad to see you on the board. And we go with literary women for 10 points. Recently, lawyers for this British author threatened to sue a Russian publisher for allegedly copying. Duh.
J.K. Rowling.
And of course, Rowling wrote the Harry Potter series, and this man, Russian author Dmitry Yemitz, actually wrote a series featuring a character called Tanya Grater. Very close, don't you think? Anyway, about 1.2 million of the original novels were sold in Russia. 100,000 copies sold for the first Tanya Grater. And you get to choose.
Computers for 30?
Computers for 30 points.
30 points. The earliest version of this was created by computer science doctoral students Feng Chung Xu and Thomas Anantharaman at Carnegie Mellon University in 1985. After joining IBM, it was expanded, and in October 1989, it was highlighted in a major contest against chess champion Gary Kasparov.
Duh.
Deep Blue.
And of course, it lost the first game, but came back to win in 1997. And of course, it's a chess-playing supercomputer. And you get to choose again.
Computers for 40?
Computers for 40 points.
For 40 points. In Song Dream World 2002, which was held in Yokohama, Japan in September, Sony introduced the various functions of the memory stick, which is a large capacity memory system. This robot is also extraordinary. Created in 1999.
Duh.
Ibo.
And of course, this little computer robot is actually trainable like a dog is. And it looks like a dog. One day we may be replacing our natural pets with these robots.
Not unless they start putting fur on them, you know? Which
well,
I
they
think,
may, you know.
Yeah, they may.
Yeah, they may.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
But the one that they have right now sort of looks like RoboCop.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but it's still cute, don't you think?
I'd rather have fur.
But you know, the problem with real pets is that they have, you know, you have to feed them and then you have to clean them, you know.
That's part of the joy, you know? Yeah.
And you get to choose again.
Can we close computers?
Sure, we'll close this section, computers, for 50 points.
This is a new game or pursuit that has become popular on the internet. Using the Google search engine, the object of the activity is to find a two-word or more search argument that will produce exactly, no less, and no more than one result. The resulting combination is known as this. Also, as soon as one is found and listed on a website, it then ceases to be this as well. What is this term? It's like hitting a jackpot for that one search result. What would that be called?
And of course, you use the Google search engine. Europe.
Overture.
5 seconds. We were looking for Google Whack. Google Whack is what we call this game. And I get to choose. I will go with Feats of Strength for 10 points.
In July, one of the last remaining tests of extreme human endurance and exploration was conquered when the Spirit of Freedom, piloted by millionaire...
Duh!
Solo balloon trip around the world.
Europe, this is your chance to answer, and please finish the question.
Was conquered when the Spirit of Freedom, piloted by millionaire Steve Fawcett, touched down in the Australian outback after 14 days of circumnavigating the globe. Having braved 5 previous failures and a fire inside in his capsule during the 6th solo attempt, this American millionaire established this new record using this form of transportation. What is this?
Europe, 5 seconds. Duh?
Ballooning.
Yes. And Europe, I'd like to remind you, only after you have buzzed in can I call you to reply. Okay, and you get to choose again, Duh.
Merry Christmas for 10.
Merry Christmas for 10 points.
Hello, I am the Chief Secretary of the Salvation Army here in Seoul. My name is Min-jae Kim. Christmas is a special time of the year, children and others alike look forward to it. Let us not forget, though, that there are always those who could use some special care and help, even during the holidays. Well, why don't we answer some questions about the Christmas? The word and music of this Christmas song were written in 1857.
Jingle Bell.
Jingle Bells was what we were looking for. And of course, the children were asked to repeat it at Christmas time because it was such a popular song. And of course, it is a Christmas favorite ever since.
Is it just me, or I just feel like this guy's just gonna fall asleep on me just any second?
Yeah, but he's got that wonderful Christmassy air about him, don't you think? Like a
Very
Korean
jolly,
St.
isn't he?
Nicholas.
Very merry, isn't he?
He's not very merry for us.
And Europe, you get to choose.
Literary Women for 20 points.
Okay, literary women for 20 points. Sometimes people visit the former homes of famous writers, poets, musicians, and scholars. Recently, this Korean woman writer also built a literature hall named after one of his novels. Europe.
박경리?
Yes. And of course, she is among Korea's finest writers, and her epic novel Land, or Toji, is widely esteemed by her compatriots as a monument of contemporary Korean literature. And she began this novel in 1969, and when she was 41, and she completed it in 1994. So it was a lifelong event for her. And Europe, you get to choose.
Literary Women for 30 points.
Literary women for 30 points. Who has been called the New England mystic? This woman is America's best-known female poet and one of the foremost authors in American literature. Her simply constructed yet intensely felt, acutely intellectual writings take as their subject issues vitals to humanity. The agonies and ecstasies of love, sexuality, the unfathomable nature of death, the horrors of war, God and religious belief, the importance of humor, and musings on the significance of literature, music, and art. Who is she? Europe.
Sylvia Plath?
Duh, 5 seconds. Duh.
Toni Morrison.
Okay, she is actually more far back than Toni. Duh.
Maya Angelou.
Europe, 5 seconds. We are actually looking for Emily Dickinson, a classic poet, yes. And I will go with Merry Christmas for 20 points.
The best known and best loved of a child Dickens tells, A Christmas Carol is a story centering around a character who is miser.
Duh.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
And of course, he's all humbug until he has the Christmas experience, and of course, he realizes the meaning of kindness, charity, and goodwill. And of course, he is a character in A Christmas Carol, of course, Dickens' tribute to the spirit of Christmas that we see almost every Christmas, actually. And you get to choose.
Feats of Strength for 20.
Feats of Strength for 20 points.
A new competitive eating federation has been established, and the World Championship, the Glutton Bowl, which featured eating events that include butter, mayonnaise, and beef tongue, was shown on TV. However, on July 4th of this year at Coney Island, New York, a new record was set when Takeru Kobayashi ate 50
hot dogs.
Yeah.
He ate 50.5 hot dogs in 12 minutes. Just wanted to try out the buzzer. He actually ate 50.5 hot dogs in 12 minutes. And of course, he also ate 17.7 pounds of cow brains in 15 minutes. Can you imagine?
Don't tell me that was raw.
Actually, I'm not sure, but can you imagine? I mean, 50.5 in 12 minutes is a lot of food. Anyway, you get to choose.
Feats of Strength for 30.
Feats of Strength for 30 points.
7 years after his original injury, actor Christopher Reeve has stunned doctors who say it is the first documented case of such progress over paralysis years after catastrophic spinal cord injury. Currently, he can now feel hot and cold, human touch, experience pain, and move his fingers. His progress has led him to be called the same name as this character.
Superman?
Yes. And of course, he is most famous for playing this character in the movies. And you get to choose.
Feats of Strength for 40.
Feats of Strength for 40 points.
Last September, the Canadian Jeff Adams climbed the 1,776 stairs of the world's largest tower, the CN Tower, located in Toronto, Canada. What makes this a remarkable feat of strength is that it was accomplished in a specially designed wheelchair. He was a prior world record holder in the 1,500-meter men's wheelchair event, in addition to winning 12 medals in the Olympic-style games for people with disabilities that attracted 4,000 participants to Sydney in 2000. What is the name of this event?
Paralympics?
Yeah. That is right, and you get to choose.
Can we close Feats of Strength?
Feat of Strength for 50 points, please.
For 50 points. Performance-enhancing drugs in sport is an important issue, as the pressure for athletes to perform is on the increase due to social and economic rewards. Showing that not all feats of strength are natural, it took 14 years in the form of Tim Montgomery running a 100-meter race in 9.78 seconds this year to beat the unofficial and tainted record.
Ben Johnson?
Yes. The tainted record of 9.79 seconds set in 1988 at the Seoul Olympics by Canadian Ben Johnson. Of course, he was stripped of his gold medal and banned from the sport for life. And you get to choose.
Merry Christmas for 30.
Merry Christmas for 30 points.
The idea for this was first conceived in Denmark in 1903 by a postal worker.
Europe.
Christmas seal.
Yes. It's the Christmas seal. And Europe, you get to choose.
Merry Christmas for 40 points.
Merry Christmas for 40 points.
Joel Robert Poinsett was the first United States ambassador to Mexico, appointed by President Andrew Jackson in the 1820s. During his stay in Mexico, he wandered the countryside looking for new plant species. In 1828, he found glowing next to a road a beautiful shrub with large and red flowers. He got cutting from this plant and took them back to his greenhouse in South Carolina. Nowadays, this plant is one of the most popular Christmas plants. What is it?
It's red. Or it's used when it's red for this holiday. And this decorates hotels, shops, streets. I'm sure at home your parents have one sitting on their coffee table during this time. Duh.
Cranberry tree?
You're up 5 seconds. We were looking for poinsettia. They're just a really bright red like your shirt. And you place them on your coffee table. They're just beautiful.
He was thinking about the red little
Berries,
circular
yes.
things.
But these are actually, the plant itself is red. Okay, and I will choose the next question. I'll go with Merry Christmas for 50 points.
Every year, a few days before Christmas, Jewish people celebrate a very important...
Duh.
Hanukkah.
Yes. And of course, the festival is held for 8 successive days and begins on the 25th day of Kislev, the 3rd month of the Jewish calendar, which corresponds to about December in the Gregorian calendar. Of course, it is also known as the Festival of Lights, the Feast of Dedication, and the Feast of the Maccabees. And of course, it is Hanukkah. And it means Hebrew for dedication. And Duh, you get to choose.
Literary women for 40.
Literary women for 40 points. This British author was born in London. From the time of her mother's death in 1895, she suffered from what is now believed to have been bipolar disorder. In the end, she drowned herself in a river. Her writing, Europe.
Virginia Woolf.
Yes. And of course, she's famous for writing Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse. And Europe, we have just one question left. Literary women for 50 points. Recently, the former secretary of this French writer said that this writer did not have a very strong concept of money and was very poor. There were other unfavorable reports about her at the beginning of the year as well. In February, a court in France found this best-selling author guilty of tax fraud. This French novelist and dramatist wrote her first and best-known novel, the international bestseller Bonjour Tristesse, 1954, when she was 19. Who is she? Europe?
Simone de Beauvoir.
Duh, 5 seconds. We're looking for Françoise Sagan.
Is it like François Sagan or like Carl Sagan or François Sagan?
Sagan. Sagan. And with that, Duh, you win again. Congratulations.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your fourth win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your fifth win, a trip to Hawaii. Your sixth win, a trip to the United States. And on your seventh win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
Oh, Europe team, well, you aimed high. You wanted to go to Europe, but, well, I hope you had a good time on our show. So what would you like to share with the supporters back home?
Just drink some soju and
ramen too.
Ramen and soju,
yes.
And cigarettes, the 3 top export items from Korea. Yeah,
and of course, you got to wish everybody Merry Christmas, right? Merry Christmas?
I wish you a Merry Christmas too.
Thank you. And now this is your win number 6 in a row. That means we give you tickets to the continental US and you wanted to go to New York. Well, so how do you feel?
We feel very
Pretty good. Yeah, I mean.
It's a pretty good Christmas gift, don't you think?
Yes.
Is this the best Christmas gift you've ever received, or do you have one from memory?
Probably it's the best.
Well, I had a pretty nice bike when I was 12. It was shiny, it was a BMX bike. That was pretty good in my memory.
With the fat wheels?
Oh, no. It was actually, I won't get into detail. Just Australian
All
play.
right. Well, Merry Christmas to all of you. And thank you very much. And congratulations. And with that, we have a new 6-time winner. Merry Christmas and have a great holiday season. Bye-bye. See you next week.